Donald Trump loves tariffs. Donald Trump loves tariffs, and I know that because he has repeatedly referred to himself as Tariff Man, the most boring superhero in either Marvel or DC. But anyway, he wants more tariffs. He put some in his first term. He wants more, and that could end up costing you and your family quite a bit. And we'll give you all the details. So he has repeatedly floated the idea of imposing a 10% tariff on every good coming into the US, just all of it. And in particular on Chinese imports, it could be up to 60%. And I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff comes from China, so that's gonna have a big effect on many, many things that you buy. Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube. On Saturday, during a campaign rally, he promised a 100% tariff on cars made outside the US and warned of a bloodbath for the American auto industry if he doesn't get reelected. Now, here is the thing about tariffs. When you put a tariff on a good, it costs more. Now, he spins a fantasy that the home government of China would pay for it, which doesn't make any sense on its face. And what do you know? Isn't how it actually worked out. So instead, the goods that you use and consume will cost more. How much more? Well, the proposed tariffs could cost you up to $1,500 per year for each household. That's just the 10% tariff, by the way. The 60% thing with China could end up costing far more, but we're just evaluating the lowest of his proposals. So when you break that down, that could be $90 per year more on food, $120 on oil, $220 on automobiles, $70 on clothes, $80 on electronics, and $50 on furniture and appliances. And maybe you're happy to give Donald Trump $1,500 for something that doesn't benefit you in any way. Certainly a lot of people have been willing to do that. They bought his stupid NFTs and his shoes and his Bibles. But most people, I think, don't want to set fire to $1,500 just so Donald Trump can feel like he was a big, tough man to China. And by the way, that's the stuff that he's proposed. We've already been through this. This is not hypothetical. His earlier tariff war that he initiated during his first term cost Americans $230 billion. And again, he claims that the home countries that are exporting this stuff to us will pay for it. But an analysis by the US International Trade Commission showed that that didn't happen. It was the importers who bore almost the entire additional cost. So another thing, Maz, that if he gets reelected, he's been promising to do, and it's gonna cost people big time.
John, you're such a woke Democrat. Mexico clearly paid for the wall. China paid for the tariffs. And NATO's gonna pay for the military. It goes back to the lack of education and curiosity of Americans. All you gotta do is take one step further. Just do like a Google search and find out who pays for these tariffs. And by the way, I hate to break it to people, we live in an international world. We depend on imports and we have exports to and from other countries. So whatever multinational world Steve Bannon wants to destroy, it's too late. We're in this international world, and putting these tariffs on these companies is just going to make it, like you said. I'm doing construction on our house right now, and the prices of everything has gone up, and it's not just because of the pandemic, but it's also because of some of the stuff coming out of China. Those tariffs did affect us, and it's just plain stupidity to listen to anything Donald Trump says as if he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I understand that he was on The Apprentice. That doesn't mean he understands business. He clearly doesn't understand how tariffs work, and he's never going to learn. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.